It is so cold. It's freezing out here. So beautiful.
Hello, I'm Mimi. I'm a full-time digital illustrator and I want to share with you what I get up to on an active weekend when the weather is nice and I just need to get away from my computer and reset from my busy schedule running my small art business. Obviously, every weekend is different, but this weekend the weather is beautiful, so I really want to get out of the house and get some exercise. So first, Dan and I are going to go and do our local park run, which we've been getting back into now that the weather is getting clearer. Almost 100% of my job as a digital illustrator involves me being indoors at my computer, and I don't have a standing desk, so I'm just sitting down nearly all of the time. So I'm making an effort this weekend to be more active, and that's why I'm gonna go for a jog. I'm not much of a runner, but I try and do parkrun sometimes because it's such a nice community event. They're all over the world, but if you haven't heard of Parkrun, it's basically an organized run every Saturday morning at a local park or course, and everyone starts together and jogs or walks 5 kilometers. It's run by local volunteers. The events are absolutely everywhere, at least in Australia, and each one I've been to has really felt inclusive because everyone has different goals, but you're all there supporting each other. Some people are trying to finish it as fast as possible, some people are just trying to walk to the end, and some people like me are just trying to jog the whole course without stopping. So it's really nice, and it reminds me of the community that I try and encourage with my social media platforms, where I want people to feel welcome and supported no matter what their creative goals are. Dan is much faster than me, so he's usually waiting at the finish to cheer me along for the last little bit, which is super sweet. He could literally run all day, whereas I'm more into walking.
Thank you. Well done.
So since the weather is good, we're going to take a little trip to the mountains, which aren't too far away, and I'm packing us a lunch to take with us so that we can go for a nice easy hike and spend the day out and about. I always pack more food than we need because the last thing I want is to be hungry on my hike, so I pack us some falafel sandwiches, oat slice that I made earlier in the week, some chocolate, a few dates for me, apples, and some nut mix. On days like this, it's so refreshing to get away from the computer and totally switch off, and a big part of why we're living in Tasmania at the moment is to be able to easily go out for nature walks and explore the outdoors. So today we're going to do the Dove Lake circuit up at Cradle Mountain. It's still winter in Tasmania though, and it's quite a lot colder up at Cradle Mountain than it was down at the beach, and it's forecast for potential showers or light snowfall, so we're keen to get moving to warm up a bit. You have to take a shuttle bus from the visitor centre to get over to Dove Lake because there's no car park up there, but it's a really pretty 20-minute bus ride, and I feel more like a tourist when we're on the shuttle bus rather than in our car.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Dan is going to be filming this walk for his Simply Hiking YouTube channel, where he posts point of view hikes for people who aren't able to go hiking themselves or people who just want to watch something relaxing. So he'll be walking in front and I'll just follow behind him at my own pace the whole way. I actually really like walking in silence because my mind can wander and I can really take in how beautiful everything is. Our walk is going to take us all the way around Dove Lake, which is at the base of Cradle Mountain, and then back to where we started. And it's pretty chilly, but honestly, I'm just totally in my happy place, going for a walk with mountains around me and hardly anybody else around, since it seems that not many tourists want to face the cold today.
It is so cold. It's freezing out here. But look.
Nature has always been a big inspiration for my art, and although I'm not on this walk specifically to look for inspiration, I can't help but want to draw everything I see, not just the epic views but also the tiny details. There are lots of beautiful plants up here and a lot of them have tiny little leaves and flowers, so I really like to stop and admire the small details. I'm a bit like an excited puppy when I go for a walk because I just want to stop and look at every tiny little thing because there's so much to see and so much to be grateful for. The lake is pretty, the mountains are beautiful, the path is easy, there are little streams and tiny flowers, and I could just be out here all day. And then, as if it couldn't get any more magical, it starts snowing a tiny bit. I'm not sure exactly what you call this type of snow when it falls in tiny little balls rather than snowflakes. Maybe you guys know, but this is exactly what I needed to reset from a busy couple of weeks in front of my computer, getting my new shop up and running and trying to meet deadlines and make content. Suddenly, all of the stress from those things melts away on a walk like this. So the walk is about 2 hours to go all the way around the lake. If you want to enjoy the whole thing, you can actually watch it over on Dan's Simply Hiking channel, knowing all the while that I'm trailing along somewhere behind him, getting distracted by everything. About 2/3 of the way around the lake, there's a nice spot to stop for lunch, and I'm really glad that I bought a thermos of tea to have with my lunch because it's still pretty chilly outside. We're joined by some friendly black currawongs that are like crows but with big yellow eyes, and they're just waiting for us to drop a bit of sandwich that they can steal, but they're actually quite polite about it, so we like their company. Plus they make some pretty cute noises when they get chatty. Then we're off on the trail again and hiking up lots of steps to enjoy a few more beautiful views of Cradle Mountain.
Oh, it's Brett. So beautiful.
We stopped off on the way back for a super short walk and it started snowing a lot stronger, and the fattest snowflake landed right on my nose while I was trying to show you how much it was snowing, so I guess I got what I asked for. I'm so tired after a big day of jogging and hiking, but I feel so refreshed. It's such an effective detox from my computer screen. Sunday morning, I'm taking it nice and slow after such a big day out on Saturday. The most important thing for any morning is a cup of tea, and I usually hang out on my computer for a bit, watching YouTube or reading the news or just browsing Pinterest. I don't have any big plans for today. I'm gonna take it pretty easy, but I do want to take my sketchbook out to a cafe, and then I think I'll meet up with Dan for lunch. I really like this A5 size sketchbook that I bought in a vlog maybe last month. It's a really good size for my handbag, so it's handy to take out and about. Before I go to a cafe though, I want to stop into some discount stores and buy some treats for the week ahead. And we have a shop in Australia called the Reject Shop that, fun fact, I actually used to work at for a few years in my first ever proper job. Not this store, but a different one. Anyway, for some reason they stock some English chocolate, and I grew up in England, so there's a lot of nostalgia to these treats for me, and I like to get some because it's been years now since I've been able to be back in the UK, and I miss the chocolate there. I also want to go to this other discount store to get some chocolate that I know Dan really likes, so I keep a stash of them in the cupboard, but I have to put them in a secret spot because if he knows we have them, they'll disappear really quickly. So after filming this, I have to change the hiding spot because he's editing this video and we'll see where I put them. So it's late morning now, let's go to a cafe and get some morning tea and do some drawing in my sketchbook. I'm not much of a coffee drinker because the caffeine usually makes me feel on edge, so I prefer tea, and Earl Grey is my favorite, especially when I have a treat with it like this lemon tart that I got. I don't have any plan at all for what I want to draw in my sketchbook today. I just start doodling some little plants inspired by all the shrubs that I saw at Cradle Mountain, and those doodles start turning into a scene. My digital drawings are a bit more constrained and less freeform than something like this, so it's really nice to just keep doodling lots of different types of plants and leaves until it forms a bit of a pattern, I guess, and then I can just use the space that's left at the side to draw a simple view of the mountains. Pretty much all I need to be content is a regular walk, a local bookshop to spend a lot of time in, some nice cafes to explore, and a cozy space to sit and draw. So you could say that this weekend was pretty close to being a 10 out of 10 for me. Oh, and I guess something else that would be nice to add to the list is visits to an art gallery or museum, but I don't have one of those in town, so we'll just make do without for now. It can be hard when I'm drawing something from reference, like the shape of some mountains, to not copy them too precisely and want to be too realistic with it. But I think using colors that aren't realistic really helped me with this page to stay pretty loose with it, because it was never going to end up being realistic anyway with colors like this. A definite intention for this sketchbook is to not have any expectations or pressure with it, so it's okay if it turns out to be a mess, it's okay if all the pages look totally different, and it's okay if I don't even like what I draw. I've designated it as a safe space for ideas and doodling. I'm mostly going to use it when I'm out and about and draw things that are inspired by real places that I'm visiting, so it's a little bit of a travel journal, but what that inspiration turns into can really be anything. I really like how this drawing just evolved on its own, because I just kept adding shapes and colors, and I love how it turned out actually. I'm not sure that I would have ended up with anything like this had I sat and tried to plan it out before I started drawing, so sometimes it's nice to just start doodling and see where it takes you. Even if it doesn't take you anywhere really, there's a chance that it might. I really enjoyed that little drawing session. Now I'm gonna go for a wander at the beach to walk off some of the sugar of that lemon tart before I meet up with Dan in a little bit for a late lunch. The tide is really far out, so there's plenty of beach to walk on, and it's a calm day, so the waves are really gentle. I also like to look around the rock pools when it's low tide and see if I can spot any little critters going about their day, but everyone must be somewhere else because I didn't see anything today. Now I'm meeting up with Dan for a late lunch to hang out and have a chat. We end up talking a lot about YouTube and video ideas, and also about what we'd like to do next year. I was thinking about doing some drawing in the afternoon if I felt like it, but I'm pretty tired by the time I get home and keen to just relax on the couch for the rest of Sunday afternoon. This weekend has been just what I needed to reset from a busy couple of weeks at my computer and feel refreshed for a new week ahead. I was going to film more of my lazy afternoon on the couch, but my phone ran out of storage, so I'll have to end things here, but you get the idea of what I was up to. If you enjoyed joining me this weekend, then go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more vlogs like this, or if there wasn't enough art content in it for you. Also, if you'd like access to my drawing tutorials and monthly illustration club, then consider joining my community over on Patreon, where I share lots of goodies every month. And you can even browse the main articles and videos that are available before you join via the Patreon page on my website. I'll leave the links below. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!